Welcome, friends. We're en route from John Wayne, Orange County to Monterey. This is our first post-patch, huge patch posted yesterday, 14 gigs. So we didn't fly yesterday, but today we are flying back in the Longitude. This time to Monterey. We're 137 nautical miles from the airport, about 24 minutes from landing. I've reactivated the air traffic control just to see if it's been fixed. Some of its bugs have been fixed. So we should be, in theory, given descent instructions. Shortly, we're at 134 miles. We should get our descent instructions at 107 miles out.
Going to 124.15 Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey.
Also notice that the rudder pedals are not calibrated correctly anymore since the patch, so I'll have to fix that. I'm using my flight stick's rudder, the Z-axis on that. In the meantime, I'm also noticing this weird
Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey traffic in sight.
Right there. Anyway, there's a weird roll oscillation going on here. I don't know if you can see, but it's rolling left and right. See? Even though we're not in a turn. So they fixed this bug, this roll oscillation, recently, and now it's back. So that's irritating. Wow, that guy's close. All right, well that's good. We got descent instructions down to 22. Whoa, wind shifted there dramatically from a headwind to out of the south-southwest. I have my hands full here, just stand by. So we're descending a little bit earlier than I would do normally, but not in a way that is unrealistic or buggy. So fingers crossed, just try to stay positive. So I see this other guy. Let's go outside for a second. There he is. He might be on the same approach path as we. Maybe in LA to Monterey. Possibility. It is. Anyways, adequate separation, so not a concern. Continue slowing. Taking our sweet time to descend here, aren't we? I wonder what that's... It's okay though, I mean we're 108 nautical miles and we're at 28,000 feet, so that's... Wow, the... Yeah, see, this is... Obviously, I should not have my landing gear down right now. Okay. Where is that coming from? Please don't tell me I have to listen to that for the rest of the flight. No. Well, there's definitely some things that have changed since the patch, I'm telling you, friends. It appears as though the winds aloft change much more quickly than they did with the previous version. And so obviously if you're at 26,000 feet flying at 300 knots indicated, and the winds radically change instantaneously from a different direction, it's going to affect the
128.7 Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey.
knots indicated.
Oakland Center Cessna November Tree 4 Tree Bravo
stay
Whiskey
focused.
Is on flight level 260 for flight level 220.
Out of those clouds at least.
Cessna November Tree 4 Tree Bravo Whiskey Oakland Center continue to Bravo Sierra Romeo as planned. Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey traffic is 3 o'clock 4 miles and flight level 280 generic.
That's him.
Report them in sight.
I got him.
Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey traffic in sight.
So we've been cleared down to 220, 22,000 feet. We'll see what happens when we get there. Whether ATC continues our descent. It appears as though the roll oscillation has stopped. So that's encouraging. In the previous versions where the roll oscillation was a problem in this aircraft, it was really significant at higher altitudes, above 32,000. Just coincidentally, the flight cruising altitude on this flight was 320, 32,000. So I'll check the boards and see if others have identified this roll oscillation problem. We're landing at runway 10 right, ILS runway 10 right at Monterey. The frequency there is 110.7. We've already inputted that. Airport elevation is 257 feet above sea level. Approach course is 098 to runway 10 right. And the runway length is 7,175 feet, 7,175. Down to 12. Bravo Whiskey.
Descend and maintain 12,000 feet Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey.
Well, so far they're giving us correct descent instructions. Still feels I don't know, it feels a little herky-jerky. I've maintained all my settings in terms of when I reinstituted ATC. Oh, and I also reinstituted fuel because they said they corrected it. The fuel consumption issues and the fuel tank size, they said they corrected it. So we are actually flying now not with unlimited fuel like we've been doing. And I only did because, I mean, it limited the effective range of this airplane to like 500 miles, even though it's dramatically more than that. But with the patch, if it works, it should be able to model fuel consumption correctly. Anyway, you can see we got plenty of gas. 496. Oh, somebody's in from Japan. Let's see. Monterey's just on the other side of this hill. There's the Monterey Bay. Just make it out. I don't know if you can or not yet. Monterey Bay. Santa Cruz up here. Monterey right here. We're going to fly out this way, turn around, and land. At least in theory. But you know, whenever they do a big patch, the first time you fly after a big patch, you never know what's going to happen. It can be kind of an adventure. And switch our bearing 1 to nav 1, bearing 2 to GPS. So we're 32.9 miles from Big Sur. Keep slowing. Okay, Betty says the nearest altimeter is 3018. Let's see if that's true. Sync it. 3015. 26.9, Cessna 3 Bravo Whiskey.
Going to 126.9 Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey.
Oakland Center, this is Cessna 3 Bravo Whiskey with you at 17,100 for 12,000.
Feet, descending 12,000 feet. Bravo Whiskey Oakland Center. Continue to Bravo Sierra Romeo as planned.
Bravo Sierra Romeo, right here. That's Big Sur. That's 4 minutes 43 seconds away. 26.5 nautical miles. See it also here. BSR. Then we'll head out over the water. Make a big U-turn. And our Zebed no lower than 2600 according to the published approach plate. And Mink right there, no lower than 1700 feet. And it's 3.7 miles from Zebed to Mink and 4.7 miles from Mink to the airport. So about a, what? 4.7, 5, 6, 7. About an 8.5 mile final. That works for me. I'm just going to make sure that none of my key bindings changed here real quick. 1 second. Okay, that still works. We're good. I had to check, make sure my spoilers are still bound to a button on my flight stick because I want to be able to deploy those when I land. Now, in theory, those should deploy automatically when I press this button, but I haven't been able to get that to work. Now, it's possible that it works now, but I'm not going to test it now. Not on a 7,000 foot long runway. $60 miles out. We're at 13,000 feet. It's lower than I would prefer, so as usual, normally you'd expect to be at about 18,000 feet right now, so we're considerably lower than we would be if we were doing a sort of standard descent. And I remember, I haven't used ATC in the Longitude, but I used it plenty in the TBM, and I remember they would always bring you down way lower than you needed to be. Keep in mind, the published approach plate, see, they're still bringing us down faster than they need to be. Zebed, you can be anywhere between 2,600 and 6,000 feet, according to the published approach plate. And they already want us down to, what'd you say, 6,000? So I'll do what I used to do, and that is start descending, but do it slower than they like, just to try to maintain a more realistic descent profile. 6,000, and then we'll start a descent, but we'll do a slow one. That'll piss them off. They'll tell us to expedite it, but fuck them. Do 600 feet per minute. It's pretty, though. Wow. Just taking some screenshots. Coastal California. I expect them. Here, told you. Kiss my ass, honey. We haven't even reached BSR yet, for heaven's sakes. Cool. That's cool. This guy right here is going Trans-Pacific, because he's headed. Great circle navigation, I can see. There he is. Yeah, you see him? He's headed to Japan or Korea or China. All Nippon, it might be him. That might be that plane, the All Nippon guy. Headed off to Japan. Going to be 250 or lower at 10,000 feet, and we're 11,200 right now, and slowing 265. Set at 260 now. So we're 45 miles right now. We want to expect to be at 45 miles, probably about 13,000 feet. So we're equalizing our descent profile right now so that it's a little more what you'd expect. All right.
Cessna 3 Bravo Whiskey.
2,600, again, not a coincidence that they're instructing us to descend to that, because, as I said, Zebed, right here, you're supposed to be at 2,600 feet at Zebed, or at least no lower than that. So, interesting. Just checking something. I don't know why they're listing our next waypoint as Mink, but our next destination, next waypoint is Zebed, not Mink. Strange. All right, we'll continue slowing. We're at 38 miles now out, and we're at 9,800 feet. That's fine. At 30 miles, we would want to be at 9,000, so that's we're on track to do just exactly that. Continue slowing. Wow, that's beautiful. Look at that. That looks great. We are getting ILS information now, you see? IMTB, India Mike Tango Bravo, 18.8 miles. That'll continue to shrink. That number will continue to close as we close in on the airport. It'll keep going down, and then as we start to move away from the airport, it'll go back up again. Fuel's fine. Yeah, I don't know why they're not listing Zebed as our next waypoint, because that was in the flight plan. Let's just confirm that. Wait for this to populate. Stand by 1 second. Yeah, see Zebed. Interesting. I guess the approach to ILS 10 right in the sim does not list Zebed as a waypoint, even though it is on the published approach plate. Let's keep slowing.
Landing gear.
30 miles out now and 7,600 feet. We're fine, just fine on our altitude. I heard him clear somebody else to expect runway 10 right, so that plane, it's not a plane I speculated might be headed, sort of paralleling us, might be headed to Monterey as well. It may very well be that he is. Showing us on the ground in about 10 minutes. 10 minutes, 30 seconds. Keep slowing. Take us down to 210. 26 nautical miles from the airport now. Actually, we're much closer to the airport than 26, technically. We're 11.4 miles from the airport, but we're not flying straight to the airport. We're not going from here to here. We're going to go this way. So that adds to our travel time and travel distance. Continue slowing. Set it at 200. Just fine right now on our altitude. Looks really good.
All Nippon 125 contact Oakland Center on 119er, decimal 475.
Pretty sunset. I'm always taking pictures. Can't help it.
119.475.
Oh. Beautiful. There's the Monterey Bay. Quite obvious there. $6,000 feet now and 23 miles. That's fine. Continue slowing. So at 190. Just about getting ready to make that big right turn. $21 miles and 5,500 feet. That's perfect. It's at 185. Get ready to deploy 1 notch of flaps. Not quite yet, though. Well, I will tell you the ATC worked perfectly. Worked perfectly at John Wayne for our takeoff, climb out, departure procedures, and it's working. It's been working just fine. You know, I just can't tell you how frustrating it is to get a descent, to not get a descent instruction until you're 2 miles from the airport and you're at 30,000 feet. I mean, it just kind of ruins it when that happens. 20 miles out, 5,000 feet. Dynamite. December 23rd, so our days are finally starting to get longer, although it's going to take some time. We'll turn off our bank angle limiter. Yeah, you catch that Jupiter-Saturn conjunction on the 21st. That was amazing. See, our glide slope information is already registering. That's good. That's what we want to see. See that creeping up so that we can fly in under the glide slope. And we're starting that right turn. Start slowing now. We'll set at 180. We'll do 1 notch of flaps. Just a second. Keep an eye on this AOA right here, angle of attack. Don't want that white triangle getting anywhere near the red zone there. That's when you're in danger of stalling. And the slower we go without flaps deployed, the closer it will get to that. 18 miles out, 5 minutes, 56 seconds. Slow to 175 and 1 notch of flaps now. Again, post-patch, big patch too. This was no little rinky-dink one. Anything can happen, so fingers crossed. Landing lights are on. Yeah, knock on wood. Let me knock on my head here real quick. Hold on. Okay, I knocked on my head, so I'm knocking on wood. I haven't had any stability issues so far, and that's the most important thing. But that doesn't mean there aren't still little weird bugs and stuff. Look at the sunlight. Oh, I just love that. I'm so taken with it. Slow us down a little bit more. Getting to the top of this arc right here. We'll switch over to APPR, and but first we'll switch nav source to nav 1, and then we'll switch over to APPR. After we do that, and that'll link the flight management system, the nav source for it, to the ILS rather than the GPS route previously inputted. 16 miles out. Slow to 165. See how the AOA just creeps up as we slow down. Let's fix this. And I'm going to put it this way because we have another right turn coming, so that when that next right turn comes, that view should be correct. Okay, 15 miles out. Getting ready to turn final now. There's our airport. There. Showing us about 5.5 minutes now to touchdown. .8 nautical miles from Mink, 13.7 miles from the airport. So my ForeFlight app is in agreement with the sim data. Okay, we'll switch over to nav 1. Damn it. There we go. Okay, so this green line here on the course deviation indicator will continue to drift this way, and as it does, we'll turn right to sort of intercept it. Let's see if this is improving. That's looking better. We do have ILS information now. Continue a right turn. Should be turning right. Let's check the APPR. Oh. Huh. Wait a minute. 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 There we go. Okay. Full or second notch of flaps and gear down. We're okay. We're looking good. Actually ended up intercepting it perfectly. Set this to 155 and full flaps. There we go. You see how the AOA moved? There's our runway right dead ahead of us. Glide slope information is not yet intercepted, but there we go. Boom, right there. Perfect. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, so far things are looking really good. Let's see how our view is. Oops. What the? Yeah, that's sweet. Man, $1 million view right there. Okay, we are perfect on the glide slope. Airspeed is fine. I'm setting it, you see here, at 152, and yet it's hovering at like 147. We'll set our altitude for our missed approach, for minimums, excuse me. What did I say? They were at 355, so we'll set it at 400. Yeah, 400. 398 is what they actually are. Okay, we're looking really fantastic right now. Full flaps down, gears down, confirmed. Take another look. Golf courses. Oh, lordy. Passengers got a good view, huh? You hear that? That's the outer marker indicator, this O right here. I noticed in the patch notes that they finally put the outer marker sound effect in, so that's great. Very happy to see that. Disconnect the auto throttle. Winds are coming at us at 8 knots. Pretty much dead ahead, so that's good. 3 mile final. Get our 500 call out, we'll disconnect the auto throttle. I'm sorry, the autopilot. Right now our glide slope's perfect. I don't see any poppies or vossies. Missed approach would be a left turn, climb to 5,000. Oops, I see why. No, we should get our 500. Why did I get my 500 call out earlier on ForeFlight than I did and I'm getting it in the sim. That's strange. Well, anyway, autopilot's disconnected.
Autopilot.
Okay, I have the airplane. Let's recalibrate the throttle. There we go. Airspeed's perfect. I'm having to monitor our glide slope position without assistance from Vossies or Poppies, but I'm using it, using the PFD to do that.
500.
There it is. Reconfirm gear down. Middle marker indicator. One zero right, confirmed. Ooh, I can see the shadow. I'm trying to find my... There it is. I thought I pressed the reverse thrusters, but I didn't hear anything from it. You know what? I'm not going to make that safely. Let's wait for our arrows. I'm going to have to go to the end, unfortunately. Sorry about that. Oh, the landing was good. Just missed that taxiway. I could have cranked it, but with my unreliable toe brakes, since my rudder pedals don't work since the patch, I didn't want to risk it. Welcome to Monterey. 429. There's a guy who's insisting on taking off with a tailwind. That's kind of funny. This isn't the active runway, friend. Do you notice that the winds are coming from behind you? Oh shit, I forgot the pedals don't work. I just tried using my pedals. That was a mistake. Alright, anyway, let's pop up in the seat. Let's get off this runway. I'm waiting to see my arrows. I'm not seeing them. Okay, we'll contact ground. See if that helps us. Ground. Taxi to parking.
Monterey ground, Cessna November 34 Bravo Whiskey request taxi to parking. Cessna November 34 Bravo Whiskey taxi to general aviation parking using taxiway Charlie Bravo cross runway 10 right Delta cross runway 10 left Foxtrot.
Gotta go all the way across both the runways. Alright, that's not the end of the world.
Taxiing to general aviation parking by a taxiway.
Let's bring in our spoilers and our flaps. Okay. Taxi lights are on. Pulse lights off. Okay, let's hurry over there. Depressurize. Will I ever remember? There goes that guy, taking off with a 6-knot tailwind. Well, maybe he has different weather. Or maybe he's not even using real-time weather. I suppose that's possible. Nice takeoff. He's probably talking shit about me right now. That guy landed on the wrong runway. Kind of funny. Okay, so we're just going to cross over these runways cross over the runway we just landed at. The only problem is without toe brakes, I gotta get these rudder pedals working again, because those toe brakes are very, very handy for sharper turns. That was the reason I was going to make that left turn. You may have seen me try to make that left turn after we were finishing our landing rollout, but I didn't feel like we could make it because I didn't have any toe brakes, and I didn't want to end up on the grass, so we ended up going to the end of the runway. I'm looking forward to watching that landing though on the video, because I could see it in the. How am I getting that? Oh, I'm within 200 feet of the designated altitude. Don't want to keep hearing that. Anyway, yeah,
Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey, hold position, caution, the generic on final.
Final. Somebody else.
Position Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey.
I will hold my position in terms of not going out onto the runway, but maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so now we're going to have to swing a little left. Keep in mind, I don't have any toe brakes. There is a keyboard assignment for them, but I don't know what it is. Oh, I do have toe brakes. I do. No? Yeah, I do. Nice, okay. I just forgot. The rudder pedals don't work, but the toe brakes on the rudder pedals do work. Who is this guy allegedly on final? Oh, he's way out there. I can do it. This is not exactly what you would expect to see at a real airport. I mean, you could do it, but then you'd lose your ticket. Tell you what.
Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey, continue taxi.
Oh, that was nice of you, sir.
Roger, Cessna Tree.
Just trying to get off that runway so he can land. I don't know why he told me to continue my taxi if... Well, anyway, I've stopped trying to figure this thing out. ATC's still got its goofiness. See, wouldn't you want to have me go onto a taxiway as quickly as possible instead of having me taxi on a runway? Call me crazy. Yeah, because that guy's still on final, landing at the wrong runway, but what are you going to do? I mean, the winds are coming from the east, so why would you be landing towards the west? Doesn't make any sense. There he is. Short final. Just about to touch down. That's the guy who was flying parallel to us on our way up from LA. That's cool. And here's somebody else who's not even on a taxiway at all. Nice landing. Appears to be. Wow, did he stop fast? Man, those brakes must be hot. Okay, anyway, I'm sorry. Let's just get this thing parked, for heaven's sakes. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is an impossible turn. You've got to be kidding me. No way. Oh, come on, guys.
Approaching runway 10 left.
Jesus.
28 right.
Oh my god.
Entered runway 10 left. 28 right.
Not only is it an impossibly tight turn, it's also on an impossibly tiny taxiway. Here's another tight. What are they doing to me, these guys? God damn it. Boy, note to self, parking to taxiways. Oh, here we go. The taxiways at Monterey are a disaster. There's like, this is like a sidewalk. Jesus. Okay, anyway, all right. That's that. Let's get to our... Oh, look. Oh, this... Here's our flashlight guy. Do they... Oh, man, this is a heck of a U-turn. All right, I'll give it my best shot. Turn off our taxi lights. use those toe brakes. Holy smokes. I'm having a... Okay, we're almost... Whew! My God, the taxiing was more stressful than the landing. Having to use the toe brake to finish making this turn. Okay. Oh my God, I'm exhausted just from the... Look where they put us. I mean, way out in the BFE. Look at this. Way out here. Why here? Wasn't there enough parking? Like, alright, anyway, parking brake. Kill the engines. Let's see what happens now with both the engines shut down if it drops us to the logbook green. Yep. Shit, I didn't get to do my full shutdown procedure. Alright, well that's it, everybody. Safe landing in Monterey. We'll see where fate takes us. Gotta go to the boards and figure out what to fix since the latest patch. Thanks for joining us.